important that you stay seated. Now, don't mind if you want to stand up and go downstairs, that is of course fine. We've got the nice shiny bar down there where you can get a variety of goodies, including chocolates and muffins and flapjacks and crisps and ice creams, Nobby's salty nuts. Oh yeah, we all like a bit of Nobby's salty nuts. There's Nobby's chili nuts down there as well, spicy, spicy. And alcoholic beverages. Woo! Go on, let's pretend it's the weekend. My commentary will be a little bit better if you've had a London lager as well, I promise you. We also have audio guides available in Spanish, French, Italian, Russian, German, Mandarin, Japanese and Dutch. That is Spanish, French, Italian, Russian, German, Mandarin, Japanese and Dutch. Sadly, we are all out of Klingon, Elvish and Dothraki. Now, if you require an audio guide in one of those languages, you can get them from the back of the boat. Make your way downstairs, talk to my colleague Vicky at the back. She is lovely, she's giving you all a wave as well just now, and she will help you out with one of those. I do understand that, irony, if you want an audio guide in one of those languages, you maybe have no idea what I've just said. But hopefully you understand enough so you can get them at the back. Only other rule, guys, no Titanic moments, because if I see a Jack and Rose at the front of the boat, I am going to shove you off. You've been warned. Hello, everyone on the lower deck. I've come to see you as well. Right, let's start off the tour now by looking at this absolutely stunning and beautiful building that we can see right now. It's one of the highlights of the cruise today. Get your cameras out. St. Thomas's Hospital over on the left.
Oh, really?
No, you've got the Palace of Westminster on your right-hand side. The Houses of Parliament, it's more commonly referred to, completed in the 1860s in a neo-Gothic design, designed by Augustus Pugin and Charles Barry. If you take a look at the top row of windows, underneath them you've got coats of arms. Each one of those coats of arms represents a different aristocratic family in England and in Wales. Lower down you then got the Lord's Prayer in Latin, which is carved into the stonework of the building itself. It runs all the way around it, and it is meant to act as a barrier or a ward to keep out evil and malicious intent. So it's not actually working. The tower which has got the flag flying from it is the Victoria Tower. It's in that all the ballot papers are stored for a year after a general election before being burnt and destroyed. In 1834, the medieval palace burnt to the ground, but quickly look to the right. Do you see the steps going into the water? Now those are Blackrod steps. Hundreds of years ago, if you were coming down them, you'd probably just been found guilty of treason. You would have your hands in chains. You'd be shoved into a waterman's boat, and you'd be rowed all the way down the dirty, stinking River Thames to the Tower of London to get your head chopped off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are taking a very similar journey today. Now you're coming back into my chapter today though. But Guy Fawkes would have come down those steps in 1605 after he tried to blow up Parliament with King James inside. Remember the 5th of November, the Gunpowder Treason plot. I can think of no reason the Gunpowder Treason should ever be forgot. Also Thomas More, Thomas Cromwell, Anne Boleyn, all of them. Right, challenge time for everyone. Please put up your hands for me if you can see Big Ben. Okay. If you can see Big Ben, point to it. Keep your hands up. Everyone that's pointing, guess what? You're wrong. You cannot see Big Ben because Big Ben is not the name of the clock. I know, shock horror, your entire life has been a lie, hasn't it? It's actually the name of the 13.5-ton bell that is inside the clock tower and chimes upon the hour. You've also got the Westminster chimes there, the smaller bells that go dum 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 dum. Clock tower just called the clock tower. The Victorians wanted to call it St Stephen's Tower, never its official name. As of 2012, it's now the Queen Elizabeth II Tower to mark our current monarch's Diamond Jubilee. Tower actually means an inch and a half to one side. Where does the name Big Ben come from, you're all asking yourselves? Well, I'll tell you. It comes from a man named Sir Benjamin Hall. Now, he was the commissioner of the works when the tower was being built. He was not very popular with his workmates. He caused a lot of problems. He was argumentative. He was grumpy. He was moody. He was that. And when the bell arrived, his workmates took one look at this big bell, they took one look at big Sir Benjamin, and they said, "Oi Ben, that bell is just as big as you." Hence the name Big Ben was born from Sir Benjamin. Now all I can say about this, thank God his name wasn't Richard. Have a think about that one. Who wants a snog? Cheeky snog? You can get one on your right. Frozen yogurt variety, of course. Don't know what the rest of you thinking about. I might go down there for a cheeky snog myself on my lunch break. Now over on the left you can see Charing Cross Station over there, just in front, well behind the bridges. That building is meant to look like a steam train coming out of a tunnel. Personally, I think it looks more like a toaster. If anyone likes the film Bridget Jones' Diary, a lot of the office scenes with Frankie Zellweger and Hugh Grant were filmed up there. The bridges were going underneath, by the way. The Hungerford Railway Bridge with the Golden Jubilee footbridges either side. They were designed to look similar in architectural style to the London Eye. They were delayed in their opening back in 2002 due to an unexploded World War II bomb lying underneath the river. This area on your right is the area South Bank. It was built for the Festival of Great Britain back in 1951 and was meant to raise the spirits of the people of London after the Second World War. You've got the Royal Festival Hall over there, home to the London Philharmonic Orchestra. You've also got the Queen Elizabeth Hall and the Purcell Rooms. Lovely part of the city to go for a walk in, some nice bars and restaurants down there. And over on the left is a very impressive and very prestigious hotel, the Savoy Hotel, that white building with the green roof. 1920s art to coincide, the first hotel to ever have electronic lighting and elevators. £12,000 a night for some of the rooms at the Savoy. Minimum of a 3-night stay, yeah. And for that you get your own butler, you get your own living room, and you sleep on bed sheets that have been hand-stitched by leprechauns using unicorn hair. It'd have to be something like that for that amount of money, wouldn't it? The best of the best in the entertainment industry have stayed there over the last century though. Oh yeah, Judy Garland, Oscar Wilde, Charlie Chaplin, Fred Astaire, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift. You would class them in the same category. Also on the right you've got the building of the electronic advertising, that is the Royal National Theatre. It's ugly. It looks like a multi-storey car park. In fact, Prince Charles himself said he thought it looked like the back end of a nuclear power station. It's much prettier on the inside. You've got 3 theatre spaces in there. The largest one is the Olivier Theatre, named after the actor and first artistic director of the Royal National, Sir Laurence Olivier. Tickets from as cheap as about £15 to go see a performance in London. And believe me, that is very good for London. You can take my word for it. As a hungry poor actor, I can promise you that is a very, very good place to get tickets. Not the best one though, I'll tell you where the best one is later. Now, if you're not a fan of television, shame on you, but if you're not, if you prefer the television, take a look to your right, because that is the ITV studios. And for everyone on board who does not know, ITV are our second largest broadcasting company in the UK after the BBC, and they give us all of our highly intellectual and educational television shows, like Jeremy Kyle, Loose Women, Take Me Out. In fact, do you see that beautiful golden stretch of sand down there on the right? That is where they filmed some of the scenes for Love Island.
Oh, really?
They just use a lot of green screen. Honest. And then on the right is this red brick building in the white stripes, that is the Oxo Warehouses, the meat production facility for the Oxo stock cubes back in the 1920s and 30s. Take a look at the tower at the top of the building. Do you think that tower says anything? Well, you are floating on royal waters today, and therefore to advertise your company name on the River Thames without permission is in fact illegal. In the 1930s, Oxo were taken to court for building that tower. Now what they said to the judge was, we are not advertising our company name. All we have done is order windows in a random series of geometric shapes. And we just so happen to get 2 circles and a cross. So if you think it says Oxo, that is all in your mind. And the judge went, oh, alright, fair enough. They got away with it. Madness. We like to nickname our skyscrapers in London. This one that's just been built on the right hand side, Londoners are calling it the Kardashian. Bridge you're going underneath is Blackfriars Bridge, so called because it used to be a Dominican prior in the north bank of the river, and the friars there wore black robes. Look at the columns of the bridge, they've got birds decorating them. On one side is birds you commonly find on the freshwater side of the River Thames, on the other side birds you commonly find on the saltwater side.